And welcome to Cruising with Kayfabe. I'm Mongo.
I'm Emily.
And can you believe it's the 5th annual Double or Nothing?
It's been 5 years since I fell back in love with wrestling.
100%. I know we've talked about it to death that every single time we talk about Double or Nothing or we talk about AEW in 2019, its inception, it's where we fell in love with wrestling all over again, from the beautiful storytelling to the crazy ride. And I think they're going to have to stay tuned because I think we're going to do a 5-year reflective episode coming soon.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about the last 5 years of what AEW has really done. They set out to change the world, and as we all know, they did that. Good or bad, they've made waves in wrestling, and I think it's great.
I see what you did there. Cruising, Kayfabe waves. I like it. I like it.
I wasn't even trying.
Hello, Stephen from Yellowknife. Appreciate that. Hey, Jeff, Smokey, what's going on? Yeah, so I mean, we're here to talk Double or Nothing 2024, 10 main matches. And also, we can't forget Matt. You know, let's see, over in the bougie part of Canada, you know, where the people are smoking on that good pack, don't you know? No, I'm just kidding. Over in Vancouver area. So I'm really looking forward to this pay-per-view, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to play out, because every time we do a prediction show, we say it every time, we think it's going to go one way and it goes the other.
And I'm not going to stop predicting certain people. It's just not my style. You know, I'll die on the hill until they come back. Abaddon.
I feel like you're going to die on the hill no matter what with her. Or, sorry, with them. Yes, I agree. Double or Nothing 2018 was a great event. I've never done a Starcast, but we did the Jericho Cruise, which was kind of like a Starcast.
It's almost, especially that first one we went on, cruise number 2. They had like the entire roster pretty much there. It was amazing to be able to meet the people that gave us all these wonderful matches.
I think that's what made Cruise 2 special, is after watching Double or Nothing 2019 in May, flash forward to January 2020, we're now sailing on the boat with pretty much the entire roster, like you just said, that we saw, you know, sans Dustin because he didn't want to get seasick. But I mean, we had Cody, we had the EVPs, we had Kenny, we had Jack Perry, we had Luchasaurus, aka Killswitch.
No,
we're not doing the duck sieve or rabbit sieve thing again. It's Killswitch.
Well, also something to keep in mind with Cruise 2 was that we didn't know what we were looking at going into it. And the previous cruise we did, we had to pay for all our meet and greets and stuff. So we were like, maybe we'll bump into them through the hallways or something. Like, that would be cool. Ride the elevator with somebody. And then now, lo and behold, the cruise is way more than what we ever thought it could be. And we've built so many friendships off of it.
Absolutely.
So our cruise people, we love you.
Absolutely. You know, we got Steven in here, we got Smokey in here, we got Matt in here. We've all met on the cruise. Matt's at the end of the video with him and Nola Bear.
Steven, on that topic, you know, it was just a cold or cruise crud. There wasn't anything as COVID yet. Not yet. We were like this close.
No, and I pinned Matt's comment real quick because before we start, I do want to point out SCU,
the first
dropping title, the first ever title change was on the taped Dynamite on the cruise. So that's special. So it's hard to be first in wrestling at anything. So to see it live is something special. And that's what I love with these pay-per-views. I mean, everyone keeps saying for Double or Nothing 2024, you don't want to miss it. So I don't know about you. I know I got my tinfoil hat over in the corner. Probably might get some use tonight. I know you might have some tinfoil bandanas hidden under there. So I don't know what we're going to expect, but I like the quote that Aubrey once said, that sometimes you just got to not expect what to expect.
I think the best part about Double or Nothing is that we have just a magnitude of expectations, and regardless, it's going to be great. Like, there's no such thing as a bad AEW pay-per-view. Sometimes the post headlines, you know, get more traction, but let's be honest, I'm on the edge of my seat every pay-per-view.
No, Matt, I agree. Definitely there was that sickness going on that we all thought was cruise crud. I'm pretty sure we were all like patient zeros coming off that boat. But you know what? If you ask me, would I do it again? 100%. I would take every cruise. Yeah, 5-year anniversary. Better bring the heat. And I think it will. I think one of the big things I'm looking forward to this is just go back and watch Double or Nothing 2019 and look where they are today, from production values to sound values to commentator team. I mean, Alex Marvez, Golden Boy and commentary was such a weird friggin' choice, man.
I mean, Excalibur has always hit it out of the park. He's always been my favorite commentator. He keeps them in line. He's like the Mongo of the commentary. He keeps everything on track.
I'm not good. I wouldn't say Mongo because I wouldn't say I'm as good as Excalibur when it comes to that. Also, based on what I saw in his pantsuit at the second pay-per-view, he's a lot more blessed than Mongo is, if you get my drift. But this is a good question, Matt. Is AEW's WrestleMania, or is it closer to SummerSlam?
WrestleMania.
I don't know, because I feel like it's their anniversary pay-per-view, so it's like a Slammiversary. But I think they're All In. I think because All In's kind of like would be more their WrestleMania now going forward. I think that's what they're going to treat towards it.
I think that it's more a Mania style because it is the big one. I don't know. But then again, you've got All In, which was their first ever, but they haven't had 5 of those.
I would say Revolution maybe is their Rumble, because that's when they had the casino ladder matches more, and they had the poker chip.
I'm going to sound really stupid for a second. Was WWE built off of WrestleMania, or did WrestleMania come after?
Basically, without getting into a long tangent, it was WWF before Vince Jr. bought it. He used the platform to create WrestleMania, and that's what launched it to the next level, was closed circuit television in that event. So that's why I think you could say this is like that, because besides TNA and Ring of Honor, there's not been another company that just put on a pay-per-view and just said, buy it. You didn't know any storylines going into the first Double or Nothing. You didn't know anything about it. And now 5 years later, regardless of what people want to say or not, there's storylines going into this. And the very first one we have is, as Smokey would call him, the Messiah of the Backbreaker, Roderick Strong versus Will by God Ospreay, the AEW International Championship. I wasn't really excited at first when he won the gauntlet, but now seeing this build up for it and knowing what potential this match can have, I'm pretty excited for it.
I think that this match is going to be jam-packed with great athleticism, as always, with Will Ospreay. I think something to keep in mind is the story of Ospreay retiring his move. Can you remind me what the move is?
Stormbreaker 93.
So that's a neck move. So as Mongo likes to get into, they work certain body parts. And obviously, what are you going to work on Roderick Strong? And what can't he use to work that?
Well, that's the thing. He's called himself the Messiah of the Backbreaker. And if you notice, he's been targeting Will Ospreay's back because he's the aerial assassin. So I like the old school elements of that. We already have some people saying Ospreay take the international championship to Uganda, soft ground. That would be fantastic. He donated $10,000 to help them get a ring.
I think it's really cool what wrestling in general does for communities.
100%, Matt. Roddy is very underrated.
I picked him as well.
When he first came in, everybody's like, oh, it's just going to be Undisputed Era 2.0. Oh, it's just going to be what they did in NXT. And he kind of fell to the wayside, but unfortunately, Kyle O'Reilly got hurt. And then he sold that neck brace gimmick, and then the whole friendship with Adam. He evolved his character, and he showed what he's always been able to do, which on Ring of Honor was be one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. So I think people are going to be surprised by this match. But I'm going to ask you first, Emma, because ladies first. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Roddy, or is it going to be Will Ospreay representing that title all over the world?
So as much as I want Will to take this, I just still see that Roddy needs this still, because unless like Adam Cole and MJF somehow sprout up through again, I think that they kind of need this in Undisputed. It keeps them alive on AEW despite the Ring of Honor hype. I think that it's what keeps them going through AEW. So without that, maybe they just like transcend back to Ring of Honor, which is totally great and fine. Maria's doing wonderful things over there. So
you think Ospreay wins?
No, I think Roddy takes
this. Roddy retains? Okay.
Because he needs it to stay. Will Ospreay is Will Ospreay. He's going to be relevant regardless.
I agree. And I think Ospreay It was fantastic. I do think Roddy has a motor. I agree with Jeff. Matt's got a good little spoiler here that Callis costs Ospreay. There's definitely been some tension within the Don Callis family, and the hot dog himself definitely is going to have an eye on this match. And you notice
it is barbecue weekend.
And you notice on Dynamite, that old Oscar Mayer was sitting in the corner watching Ospreay get the beat down, so he didn't really do anything.
Who looks more like a hot dog, Hulk Hogan's biceps or Don Callis's face?
Okay, listen, he really looks like a penis, but I'm trying to be PG here because he's even got the little on his head. But
what did Will Ospreay call it?
He's a bell end, which is British slang for a dickhead or Unite. So I think, and I'm going to go with the fans here because we have 80 out of so we had 30 responses on our survey. 83.3% are going with Ospreay. Only 16.7 are going with Roderick Strong. See, I didn't really think of the Don Callis thing, but I think I'm sticking with my Ospreay pick because, like they said, him going to Uganda, him going to Rev Pro with it. His wife, debuted tonight on
girlfriend.
Okay, he calls her his missus and called his wife in an interview. So
they're not married yet.
They're not married on paper, but he calls them. So his missus was on AEW tonight, and she obviously wrestles in Rev Pro. She wrestles. What better to travel with your spouse, and what better to represent AEW than to have international title around your waist? And
I could see it. I'm just saying,
a goat needs his gold. That's all I'm going to say. A goat needs his gold.
They just eat it.
Goats eat everything.
I know. I had one.
Sometimes they deflate footballs too, but that's another story. So the next match, again, not particular order. It's just the order I did on Wikipedia order. Toni Storm versus Serena Deeb. Now, what I find funny about this, exactly 1 year later, Serena Deeb is in the title match. So, 2 years later. So Serena Deeb has had 2 women's title matches at Double or Nothing. One against Thunder Rosa, and now one against Toni. Last year, it was Toni versus Hayter, who went out with injury. So the last 3 women's title matches have involved some form of Serena Deeb or Toni Storm, which I think is cool.
It is really cool. It's going to be interesting. Timeless is just timeless. I love her. I love this whole thing. I am excited to see what they bring out there because, again, this is big. This is bold. If Wendy shows up, like that would be iconic.
Are you saying Wendy Richter might show up?
I am. How fun would that be?
I think you need the tinfoil hat on that one. Isn't she like 60? Fun.
I'm not saying she has to wrestle. I'm sure she could take a move.
Oh, I'm sure she could.
But I'm not saying she has to wrestle. She would knock Toni Storm out for fun.
She has been teasing it. A lot of people said that was a Mercedes pun, but if Wendy Richter shows up, I will pop pretty hard because that'd be pretty funny.
I would. It would just be speechless. Like, amazing, funny, wonderful.
I don't know. Can you be speechless?
No.
I know I can't. I'm a talkative son of a bitch.
And yeah, Serena Deeb, no disrespect. She's amazing in the ring. She's just not somebody that I want as a champion to show off the division. She's great to help build up talent. She's great coaching and working with people. But Wendy becomes Mae Young, I'm dead.
So is it Mae Young.
Oh, it's not nice. Anywho, Serena Deeb is great, fantastic wrestler, just not the champion for AEW at the moment.
I think Alex hit it right here on the head that she just doesn't have momentum. I think Serena is in that role where if you need a good match out of someone, you put Serena in there because she is one of the best, like, bell-to-bell women's wrestlers. She's very technically savvy. I know Gary gives me a lot of crap for this. I personally think she's kind of like Lance Storm, where she's fantastic in the ring, but she has a charisma vacuum. Now, this last promo battle with Toni has been great, but Toni's kind of helped bring it out. Again, I love Serena Deeb, just charisma vacuum. I feel like she just needs to come out one day and be like, if I could be serious for a moment, I will just pop so hard. But I think Timeless Toni retains in this one.
What do our viewers think?
91% Toni Storm, and then 8.3% for Serena Deeb.
There's still hope for her. That's good.
Yeah, I think that also this is where we see our first return. I think after this match is over, the Doctor will see you now. I think Britt Baker returns after this match.
She was pinned by Toni.
Yes, that's why I think she comes back in this match.
Yeah. A lot of people think she'll come back against Monet. But
Someone
she's
else
never
comes-
really been after the TBS title. Maybe once.
But I think this one, I mean, we don't really have, again, we're missing two of the pillars. Well, essentially, it's 5 pillars. We're missing two of the pillars. She's one of the pillars we're missing. You know, she's always had a big double or nothing moment. She won the Owen Hart Cup. She got she got the first women's victory at the first double or nothing. I just can't see a double or nothing without Britt Baker. Even if she just comes up to do the DMD and just smiles at Tony into Tony's confusion, I think the place would go crazy.
It would be. Regardless, I just want her to come back. I'm so missing this. I think Tony versus Britt at All Out would be really awesome. I think we're going to see Hayter for All In. I think she gets her match this year at All In.
I hope so. I'm a hater. I miss Hayter. I think that, I mean, it's been a year now that she's been out. I think a lot of people give AEW's women division some scruff, but look who's out. I mean, you have Britt Baker out. You have Ruby Soho out with pregnancy. You have Jamie Hayter, who's been out for over a year. You have Saraya, who she's limited because they're not going to have her go full 100 miles an hour with her previous neck issues. They're integrating Monet back from injury. Julie is injured. And then you have Willow, who has flipped the fan perception. She kind of went from, we love Willow, we're going to cheer for Willow, to now, come on, let's go, Willow. So they're definitely doing something right, trying to build this the best way they can. And speaking of builds, this next match, I think, is the match that is shut up and take my money. It is the barbed wire steel cage match.
I'm not ready. All right, who do we got?
Barbed wire steel cage, Malachi Black versus Adam Copeland for the TNT title.
Okay. Let me see who I picked before we get going. Okay, that is who I picked.
So
I always forget who I picked. I'm sorry, guys.
my Brood theory is also coming true. Can I just point that out? That
Oh my God.
At Dynasty after he got misted.
So
y'all make fun of this hat. But he did the bloodbath. Even Matt Harding, who in the comments can agree, when I posted that comment, he was like, "Yep, I'd like to see this back."
So something with this is that they did a shot where there was a ton of lights shining down on Malachi, and that never happens, right? Like, he's dark, broody, does not happen. Well, I'm like, something's happening. He's gonna get blood. Something's happening.
Oh,
And all of a sudden it just went poof, and I popped. I was so like, oh my God, this actually happened. We yelled for a kid to come out of his bedroom so he could see it, and he was already watching in his bedroom, so it didn't matter.
He's like, "Are you seeing this?"
Parenting win.
I mean, I know what Steven's saying about saving the match for another time. I think this is great because I think this is a great way to get the belt off Adam. And I think this is a great way to make Malachi look dominant.
Oh, are we going split decision on this?
So who are you officially saying? Are you saying Cope?
I'm saying Copeland.
I say Malachi gets his first singles title. I think that it's so hard to call him Adam Copeland. I think Cope has the upper hand. He's been playing the mind games. No one's matched Malachi's level of mind games yet, except for Copeland. No one's matched,
which is why he's retaining.
See, that's a good thought. However, he's at a disadvantage in this match too, because now you have the environment. You have Malachi, who's quicker, faster. I think Malachi wins this match, and I think this is what's going to set up that Brood down the line. I think maybe we get a tease of it a little bit more. Maybe Gangrel even shows up at Double or Nothing.
Guts.
I'm still saying All In. I think Brood versus House of Black would be a good All In moment. That's still what I'm thinking.
See,
you got to take time to get Christian back.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Because you remember, Christian's still in a feud.
I just feel like that's not necessarily Wembley big. I feel like because of what they would need in order to make more of the broody stuff. They wouldn't
need anything else. They just need a cool entrance.
Yeah, which is like closed.
You're telling me Wembley Stadium would not be a cool aesthetic for no. That's why.
How about 2025 when we're there?
Listen, I'm not waiting a year for this. Adam Cole has only got so much time, but I think even if the Brood reunion happens too late, I think Malachi just needs it because he needs that single. So that's his criticism. Plus, I like the House of Black when they do the House Wins challenges, the House Rules matches.
Okay. Yeah. You're right. The fire. The fire would definitely be cool at Wembley. I was thinking like enclosed a little more so that they could do more like stuff from the ceiling. Like bloody stuff from the ceiling, not I don't know. I didn't think about
you're
the fire
thinking the
coming.
bloodbath we already got. I think that's the
Yeah.
seeds planted.
Okay.
And again, he's turning back. So I think
Guys, I didn't watch during the Brood, okay?
I was gonna say,
I had to go back, okay?
So but here's the funny thing. I've been watching this one on our pick'ems. It was last night, it was at 51% Malachi. Now it's 58% Copeland, 41% Malachi. So everyone's saying Copeland's gonna win. I see Malachi because I think it's time. Adam had a great run with it. It's time to drop it and help elevate Malachi Black. Malachi's going to be there for another 3 years. Copeland's not.
True.
Oh my God. Du Hast. I'd love to see Rammstein. That'd be amazing. That's a whole nother goal right there, Alex. The next matchup is the IWGP Eliminator, which is essentially a number one contender match, but it's not for the title. So if Takeshita wins, he gets a future shot at Jon Moxley for the IWGP Championship. If Moxley wins, nothing happens for Takeshita. Evil is also lurking in the corner because he has won an IWGP Championship. Forbidden Doors around the corner. Is this a good way to set up a triple threat? How is this going to work? So who do you think? Do you think Takeshita is going to get that number one contendership essentially, or do you think that Moxley is going to get the win?
Moxley. I think Moxley all the way on this one. I can see it being like just it's going to be brutal. We're going to see a lot out of Takeshita, but I think that he hasn't ever had a match in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So that's going to come into play of like respect level.
He's had a match in New Japan.
No, he is not. He has.
Well, under the banner, he's never been to Japan. Like that part of Japan,
he's wrestled for them. I just listened to Unrestricted. They said he's never wrestled for them before.
Maybe that's weird. I thought he did. I mean, I know he did DDT Pro a lot, which isn't. So maybe
it was New Japan, but it wasn't New Japan Pro Wrestling. It just wasn't.
That's interesting.
If that's correct, I could be mistaken, but Will Washington's usually pretty good on facts.
Well, Evil's not going to be at the pay-per-view, Alex. Evil's he's the next one who's in line for the title shot at the next New Japan show for Moxley. So that's why I'm wondering if Forbidden Door, that's what I think Takeshita's going to win, because I think they're going to do a triple threat with Takeshita, Evil, and Moxley, because you could probably get it off Moxley in a triple threat, protect him, and Takeshita definitely deserves to kind of showcase in a couple pay-per-views back-to-back because he is one of the best. I mean, that match with him and Ospreay at Revolution, still one of the best matches I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. So crazy.
Which is crazy too. 70% say Moxley and 30% say Takeshita. So, I mean, it's pretty wild. Not many people are giving the old Cinnabon lover a chance over there. And now for the match that's going to make Emily cry. We have Trent Beretta taking on Orange Cassidy in a grudge match.
Yeah. This is just sad. It's always not good to see friends fight. You never want to see that, especially I
mean, in wrestling you do.
True. Great chemistry. I don't really know what to expect here. Maybe we see some people from Best Friends come out on either side. Maybe this is where people interrupt. I don't know. If the street fight was already pretty brutal with Chuck E.T., so I just don't know what to expect out of this, but I do expect Orange to take the win because it just makes sense.
I mean, 75% are going with Orange, 25% are going with Trent. I don't know because Don Callis plays a big factor here.
Oh, you're right.
Don Callis has been scouting Orange since April.
And now Trent.
And but he was looking at both of them on Dynamite and he walked out with Orange. So that's where I don't know how this goes. Does Orange get a victory, which I think he will, and then maybe Don Callis congratulates him to take him back? Because I'm not saying he's going to turn heel, but what's going on with Don Callis? That's kind of the interesting, especially they pointed out earlier in the comments. You already have Kyle Fletcher, who's sick of Callis's bullshit. You have Ospreay, who's been kind of sick of it. Will Hobbs is out of injury. Takeshita's pretty much the only stronghold he's got left. So he's got to either rebuild the family or figure something out.
That's very true. I guess I just don't want to not see Orange win.
The Sue come out on the white fan. I would pop so hard if Sue came out.
I heard Sue is still upset with him, so I don't know. Heels the other night, Aubrey was saying prize. It. Oh, it's not a prize I want.
Oscar Mayer wieners. That's what I should have photoshopped, is him driving an Oscar Mayer wiener truck instead of Sue's van. He should drive the Oscar Mayer wiener truck down to the venue.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't know. Does Sue get involved? I mean, I agree with Matt. That Trent kind of needs the win here, but I just don't see how, unless it's full on shenanigans with something we don't expect, how Orange loses here.
Yeah, I mean, do they kidnap him and then everything goes back to normal, or is it complete utter chaos? Either way, the fans win.
Does Rocky Romero come help his Roppongi Vice partner and screw over Cassidy?
Maybe.
Because, I mean, Roppongi Vice is still a thing and Rocky Romero's still there.
Is this how Chris is involved in,
No, that's later. I don't think Chris gets involved in this.
I don't know. She's been pretty prominent.
But she let him kind of take the beat down this week.
Sue versus Chris Statlander.
Stop trying to get Sue hurt.
Emily's booking it. Chris versus Sue.
Every week you're trying to get this poor. You want Wendy Richter to take a bump. You want Sue to get hit by a car. Like, I feel bad if anyone out there is collecting AARP. Emily's coming after you with a chair. Like, it's just
Christian comes after your dad. I come after your mom.
Christian just insults dead dads. You just want to physically assault people's moms. I kind of feel like at this point, who's the real heel here? But speaking of heel, it's everyone's favorite learning tree, Chris Jericho, defending his, I don't even know what he calls the FTW title anymore, for the world maybe. FTW championship against Hook and Shibata. And before we begin, I just want to point out, poor Shibata is only got a little sliver of orange on our pick'ems. I think he's got a 5% chance.
It's 4.2.
It's 4.2?
It's 4.2.
That's hilarious. So he's got a 4.2% chance. So does the learning tree retain his, whatever the frig he's calling that title, or does Hook get his title back? Or does Shibata somehow win?
I think that Jericho retains. It makes sense for his story to keep growing his branches of the learning tree. It is for the world. Thank you, Matt.
I knew it was something stupid.
Regardless, though, it is making great matches. So I think this is going to be a good match. It's just like,
listen, he thinks he's got some California Redwood like learning tree out there, and it's like literally like the bonsai from Karate Kid 3 when they snapped it in half. That's his learning tree. If you've ever seen Karate Kid 3 when Mike Barnes snaps the freaking bonsai tree, that's Chris Jericho's learning tree.
Yeah, it's like the little tree you have in your Zen kit.
Jeff's going out there going.
Jeff, are you our 4%?
Jeff, are you putting this on right now to have Shibata win that match? I don't know. I have a hard time picking this one because it depends on the story. So do you think Hook finally wins, or you think Jericho is going to add?
No, I think Jericho's taking this. I think that again, he's got to keep growing branches.
Oh, see,
we're going to see more people add to this.
I really do. I mean, right now, 50% people are saying Hook, 45.8 are saying Jericho. But does Hook really? I mean, even though Shibata's in there, probably eat the pin. Does Hook?
All right, I'm putting this back on for a hot second. I'm going to help you. So think about it. The inner circle, how many people were in that?
Too many.
How many people were in the JAS?
Even more, too many.
And then the thing after that, or in between
there hasn't been anything after that.
The things in between that. There's been 4 to 6 people in Jericho's groups.
Yeah, and then there's always like 4 people too many.
Well, guess what? We got to see more get
No,
added.
we do not. Do not put that in the universe.
More people are getting added. You've got so many young talent that can learn so much from the branches of Jericho.
No.
I'm just saying.
Listen, as a huge Fozzy fan, I say they should do a world tour for like a full year. Take as much time as you need, Chris. Enjoy your vacation.
He can do
Enjoy
commentary.
Your time.
Build that
Stay
elbow
out
back
of the
up.
ring. No, again, I love Jericho. He's just got a little go away heat, but I think Hook takes it. I think Jericho doesn't need the FTW title to further the learning tree gimmick. So I can see him adding a leaf to his bonsai tree here, as long as it's not Sammy Guevara, because I swear, keep Sammy Guevara the hell away from Jericho.
Yeah, that's like a whole nother
Do you know
story.
what's really going to piss off the internet and I can see happening?
Them working together again.
No. I'm going to put this out in the universe and we're probably going to lose a bunch of viewers here.
Don't go.
Enzo Amore.
No, that would not be good for business. And he smells. He smells.
He does smell pretty
like
bad.
most wrestling fans. Look, you made us drop down 2 more people.
I know. I mentioned Enzo and we lose 2 viewers. My bad. I'm clearly kidding. No one wants to work with Enzo.
Again,
even
he
Enzo.
smells.
Yeah, if you ever buy clothes from Enzo, it's pretty smelly.
Wash them immediately.
But no, I don't know who else would want to be with Jericho. I mean, Big Bill's already kind of a weird pairing.
I don't know who.
Is Walter still in here? Walter, who do you think would, if you're still in here, let us know who you think should join the limb of Jericho.
Oh, ew.
No, I don't mean that. I mean the limb of the learning tree. See, no matter. And now let's talk about the Bang Bang Gang. Man, we have a lot of double entendres going on.
I'm not gonna say it.
All right, and Jeff's talking about putting hats on things, so I guess it's all full circle here.
Belland.
So, literally. So now we have the Death Triangle versus the Bang Bang Gang for the AEW Undisputed Trios Championship, or Unified. So what do you think?
Bang Bang Gang.
So you're thinking guns up?
Oh, guns up all day.
Well, right now you're 54% of the people because they say the Bang Bang Gang. 45%, so it's pretty split, say Death Triangle.
What do you think?
I think Death Triangle takes it because I think Jay White's getting ready for a solo run. Like, I don't think he's leaving the group, but I think the Guns are going to go in the tag team division.
I just like the look of the 6 titles on them.
No, I know, but
they got the little thing they're carrying it around like they're going to the beach.
Here's the thing. So the reason why I think Ospreay is winning the NXT title because I think he's going to feud with Jay White for that title. I think they're going to run back White and Ospreay.
Yeah, they could do that, but Matt Harding, don't put that out there.
Oh no, yeah.
Pac. Don't put that out there.
But yeah, I say guns up as well. I mean, Death Triangle's going to win. I want the Bang Bang Gang. I want Bullet Club Gold. They're just missing Juice Robinson. I think that's why I think they can not separate, but that they can have the Guns go in there, go back for their tag team titles that, they lost. But I want them in the tag team division because they're a great tag team. And then when Juices come back, he kind of support both. But I think Jay needs that singles run. He gets a lot of crap for Full Gear, that match with MJF. It was a fine match. The injury angle with MJF was a little weird. He obviously got injured in the match. MJF did. But the match itself and the build to it was fine. So I don't understand this whole hatred. I think he helped elevate the Guns. And again, I can see it going both ways. I just think Death Triangle, they didn't really get a fair shake when they had the trios titles because the Elite kind of just took them back in that best of 7 series. So I'd like to kind of see what they do because you could have the Death Triangle versus like Top Flight. That could be one of their first feuds. Again, you can use them kind of get some of the other high flyers.
So you do realize that there's 3 people in the Elite and they already have the tag titles. So why wouldn't the Elite just come take these titles after?
Because it doesn't make sense for the story.
It does if it's Death Triangle.
No, because that feud's already done. It doesn't. You're seeing one way, I'm seeing another. I'm seeing they're splitting it. The Elite's too busy trying to ruin AEW and storyline right now. They don't care about those titles. They got the important titles they want. They're working on getting Jack Perry a title.
Yeah.
That's what they're working on. They're not working on the trios. But Death Triangle is, I think, if they win, it'll be great to see them. Again, there's like Shane Taylor Promotions against Top Flight. Those could be the Collision titles. They could be on Collision defending them. That's what they could really do with them.
Yeah. I just also, again, the Bang Bang Gang with the little beach tote killed me. The wagon.
Oh, here's another one that's pretty split. So Willow, who's at 54% vote to win, versus Mercedes Moné at 45.8. So this is quite interesting, obviously, given the New Japan history with them and the injury and the story they've been running. Willow really only getting a little over a month run. Is it
not
time,
long enough?
Is it time for a new champion? Do you think Willow retains or do you think Mercedes wins?
I don't think that this match ends in a win. I think that this match is going to end in a disqualification. I don't see this going full force. I think this is just the beginning of these two. It's not the final chapter. We're going to see more. They've built this story for almost a year now since Willow first took a title from Monet.
It won't end in disqualification. Tony's not going to do that on Double or Nothing. I don't see that. Maybe a Dynamite, but I can't see it on pay-per-view.
I see Willow taking this regardless. I don't know. Maybe I'm just hopeful. Does Mercedes have what it takes? 1,000%. I just don't. I don't want to see Willow take.
You don't like
the L.
Mercedes. You don't want Willow.
I
to
do
win.
like her. I just
No,
don't
I'm
want
not
to see
saying
Willow
that.
to
I'm
take
saying
it.
in this match, you don't like Mercedes because you want Willow to win. It's fair.
Yeah, I think that Willow is a great presence. I get the media run. I get having the title on Mercedes. She's been doing a lot with, her own name, her own self, and to put a title on that would definitely help AEW. But I just love Willow.
All right, so you're thinking with your heart. I'm thinking with my head on this one. As much as I love Willow and want to see her retain, I don't see it happening. So this is probably the first pay-per-view that we've gone opposite almost every match. By the way,
I know, it's crazy.
See, Jeff,
we need you.
Jeff is without Jeff. I'm
Rachel.
I'm the Jeff and she's the Rachel in this episode because we're both completely opposite. I just think it makes more sense for Mercedes to win because she gets back the title she never lost. Even though she lost the match, she was injured. She gets back the title that she never got to hold. She gets that little bit measure of revenge. She's already done her heel turn. What better way to kind of piss off the women's division to make that next feud worth it by having her hold that title hostage and saying, again, she said in interviews that she's the best in the world, basically, and she's the best women's wrestler alive. Nobody can touch her except for Hayter. Like maybe someone who comes back, or maybe maybe you get Mariah May stepping up to the plate for her first feud because she's sick of her disrespecting other wrestlers. So I think the potential of a lot of good feuds are there to kind of help someone go against Monet, to have that name on the card. It's going to elevate whoever goes. So if you have Mariah May versus Monet, there's going to be more eyes than if it was, say Mariah May versus Yuka Sakazaki. And I'm not making fun of her. I'm just saying, if you look at like the name recognition, I think it helps. Plus, she sits courtside at the Celtics. She's throwing first pitches. She's doing, like you said, she's doing her media runs. They're going for their new TV deal. She's got the network's letters on her shoulder. It's kind of like I don't want to say a foregone conclusion, but it's almost like the signs are there. I personally, with my heart, I want Willow because I don't think Mercedes needs the title. And I could see if somehow she does win this qualification, I can see it's something where she just can't beat Willow and she gets sick of it and she just starts beating her down or something. But I don't know. And I think it's going to be very difficult to predict where it goes, but I think Willow is ready to move on to even the women's title at this point. She's already shown she can get the reception. She's already shown she's a fan favorite. She showed up to the wrestling club, all those kids who watch wrestling.
Oh my God, seriously.
And they didn't know she was coming. And if you watch that video, every single kid in there, I was like, who's got nuggets? She's just showing up and she's the face. She is definitely the face.
So also to go along with this, I think that a lot of the stories that come out of Double or Nothing are going to lead to Blood and Guts. That being said, who the hell does not want to see Willow get on a Blood and Guts match with Anna Jay? I need to see it. Bring it back again.
Well, see, you always say Blood and Guts. Now, they can only do one Blood and Guts match. You've already booked 6 of these this year.
No, because it's the card. I'm saying on the card, they could have a hardcore women's match. And usually Willow and Anna Jay are both involved in the hardcore women's matches. So I'm just saying this could lead to stuff. Anna Jay could come out during this match.
So I love your fantasy booking. It's just comical. Saying. It's just comical.
Blood and Guts is known for the hardcore matches.
No, I know. But now we have Anna Jay. Anna Jay's still killing it in Stardom. She's going back over there and she's doing the Ring of Honor. I think if you're going to see Anna Jay show up, it's going to be in the Timeless Tony in that section because she's been facing a lot of the girls of Stardom. She wants to go over to Stardom. So
that would make sense too.
Do you know who has done hardcore matches that could eventually come back around with Willow, who has some beef with Willow, who hasn't been on TV for a few years, is the bad girl herself, Penelope Ford. Where's she been?
Ooh, I miss her.
That's someone who I could see if they did another hardcore match, or a match where you need someone that Willow can trust. So
I really had it coming down to like a bunch of women for a tag match, but I narrowed it down.
I think before we get on to the Anarchy match, I think we do see Hayter potentially coming back after Mercedes and seeing Hayter confront Mercedes if this is the time to come back to set up a match later on.
So Matt, unfortunately, she's been out due to having a miscarriage. So that was something that kind of mentally she needed to take a break and kind of figure things out.
And I think she had to get a procedure done too.
Yeah, I think it was ectopic or something. I don't want to say what it was. I don't remember, but it was really sad and really hard for them to deal with.
It's also really sad that Kip Sabian, who's had wrestled the very first singles match, is not on this card at all. So I was kind of hoping that maybe they did another battle royal in the pre-show just to get him on the card, but we'll see. And speaking of we'll see, Emily's favorite event's coming up. It's Anarchy in the Arena. It's the Elite of the Young Bucks, Okada, and Jack Perry versus Team AW of Darby Allin, Bryan Danielson, and FTR. So who do you think?
I think that it's going to be different. I think that this is just going to be complete chaos, and I'm ready for it.
I mean, the fans are 50-50, so
I like it. That was what my jaw drop was for. A 50-50. Like, we haven't had a 50-50 complete yet.
So 15 people are saying the Elite and 15 people are saying Team AEW.
I think it's going to be Team Elite, as much as it pains me to say that. It just makes sense.
So I think it is also going to be the Elite because Hangman has been gone for a little bit. Hangman's been turning heel. The Elite knows their backs are against the wall. They've already hired everyone they can. They hired Satnam Singh and Jeff Jarrett's cronies to take out Bryan. They've been hiring a bunch of people to try to take out Darby. They joked that they hired the bus driver that took out Darby.
Oh my God, that's right.
They're doing everything they can to bring down. And if this is kind of shades of an NWO type of storyline, you can't have Team AEW already prevail, because then what threat do the Elite have? Well, what's one thing that they have that other factions don't have? They have booking power. They have the power to change things on the fly. I see this match going where they could add a stipulation in the match, or they grab a microphone and say, we have someone else coming in. I see them like tagging out and going sit in the crowd, drinking a drink while someone else wrestles for them. Like,
that would be great.
Absolute chaos. I think Jack Perry or Darby's getting set on fire.
Both?
One of them.
Both.
One of them.
Like, Darby has a flamethrower and Jack's caught on fire. I think the pillars go at it.
Well, no, 100%, but someone's getting set on fire. I mean, last year we had the exploding shoe. I'm just hoping to God that we do not have Wild Thing playing for 35 minutes, or that guy in the weird black face paint playing for 20 minutes. Like, I know they were trying to portray, but that was always just awkward. I think there's just going to be complete chaos. They're going to fight throughout the whole building. There's going to be, as JR would say, there's going to be everything but the kitchen sink thrown at them. I think the Elite comes on top because this is the kind of match they can cheat more, and this is the kind of match that has the advantage in. Darby's going to take all those crazy bumps. FTR is going to take some sick shots. Bryan Danielson is going to look good and stretch the shit out of people. But at the end of the day, everybody's going to be a bloody mess, and the Elite's going to stand tall because they got to have that threat going into the summer of, yeah, they're here to shut up and they're here to stay.
So what do you think is going to be the craziest weapon? Put it in the comments, like craziest weapon that you see being used in this. We've seen a swimming pool. We've seen an ice chest. We've seen a football field with like endless possibilities.
Yes, Legion of Doom, WrestleMania 13. Oh my God, I forgot they actually brought that. Matt with a callback there. And I agree with Alex too. The flamethrower, Tony Khan dropping Darby off with the flamethrower made me laugh so hard. Also, he was on a media call today and said that, or this weekend, and said that Darby has a permit for a flamethrower. Oh, because of course Darby has a permit for a flamethrower.
If there was somebody, it would be Darby.
What do you think the crazy? You asked the question, other type of. What do you think the craziest weapon's going to be?
I think the craziest weapon at Anarchy in the Arena. They're in Vegas, right?
Yes.
So we've seen it in the video game. What if somebody gets put through one of the slot machines?
Okay, like they go into a slot machine.
Isn't that something you can do in Stadium Stampede?
Yeah, yeah, and they could easily rig one up, kind of like they did with the claw machine.
Yeah, I could see just.
I think obviously besides the fire and all the craziness, I think Young Bucks are gonna do something with their shoes again because they have their new shoe that's dropping.
They said that they got the pumps in them on unrestricted.
So like, are they gonna shoot things out of their shoe? Are they gonna shoot fire out of their shoes?
That would be
like I could see it put a little
like,
tube down their shoe and then like you have a button. Are they gonna have a flaming super kick? Because that would be
like the pump in it. And this is the first time they are wearing these shoes. So to wrestle,
I know they love Jordans and they have a Reebok brand. I think that's kind of funny. So they're Nike people and they have Reebok, but bring back the tack shoe. I know they had the tack shoe. They've had the fireworks shoe.
Maybe they have all of them.
Like, are they gonna have a flamethrower shoe? Or are they gonna shoot thumbtack? Like, that's the thing.
Shoot thumbtacks.
Listen, it's anarchy in the arena. It's going to be crazy.
Britt Baker said that was the worst thing she's ever landed on was tacks.
Oh, 100%. Have you ever landed on?
I've stepped on one. I pierced my nose with one.
Well, let's just put it this way. When I did some "don't try this at home" stuff, that the warning message that everybody ignored. I remember I was curious what it was like. I'm like, I can't hurt that bad. They only stick a little bit in you. So we put a few thumbtacks down on a table. My friend who said he was going to spear me through the table. Well, he did, and I got every single thumbtack between my shoulder blades, and I had to have my girlfriend at the time sit there with a magnet trying to make sure she got all the thumbtacks out of me. I had about 40 of them on my back.
Nah.
They suck, so she is not wrong. They hurt.
So, like, throwing those out of your shoe? Nope.
But that's what I'm saying. We see them put them in their mouths all the time.
That's true.
So, yeah, either way, I think
we're going to agree on the next one.
So far, we've only agreed on a 2 out of 10. So you and I are 20% in agreement on this show.
Legos, Matt, we've been to a Lego death match. Epic. If you guys ever have a chance to go to a Lego death match in your area, go. It is so fun. For us, it was like people could donate the Legos as well.
Oh, I totally donated Legos.
We donated Legos. They had freaking Mega Blocks in there and everything. Like, they were taping a guy's leg with a bag of Legos for his kick pad. So he kicked with them.
He put his foot through a trash bag, and then they duct taped a bunch of Legos to it.
Amazing. Jack Perry Real Glass. I would love that.
River, oh.
What if that's what they come out to?
No, I always said, Tony, buy the rights to Justin Timberlake just for once. Have him come out to Cry Me a River in Chicago. It would be the most epic things. And of course, Jeff likes to split predictions because him and Rachel are the same. See, Jeff, but this last one we're not going to be because
I swerve when I drive.
All 30 people have agreed on this one. So Christian Cage versus Swerve for the AEW World Championship. Not one person picked our father. Everyone picked Swerve Strickland to retain, which I agree because you can't have him lose a title now.
That's very true.
So, do you think there's any shenanigans in this match? How do you think this match plays out?
I just want to see a clean match, but that's not going to happen.
Not Christian.
Yeah, like that's not going to happen, but definitely like I just swerve. I just want to sit there and say swerve.
No, swerve because we don't need high insurance rates here. Because Jeff's already saying he's swerving when he's driving. But you gotta be careful, Jeff. You don't want to get those tickets; they're expensive. And Matt says Cope drops the TNT title. Christian beats Swerve Copeland versus Christian for the big. Matt, you need that tinfoil hat tonight. That's a good one, but I don't know if I can get with.
Sir?
I don't know if I can get with Swerve losing the title already though.
Nah.
And Emily just put our predictions in the comments if you want to add more to them. But yeah, I don't see him losing. If he loses, I see it at maybe All Out or Full Gear. I see him getting a long run. I don't see Swerve. If he loses right away, it's kind of a slap in the face to Swerve. I mean, it's already kind of a slap in the face to Willow, but again, that's because we're fans. I'm not a fan of hot potatoing belts.
What if Nana drives Swerve in?
With No More Mogul MSC, Swerve needs friends. Nana just runs everyone over. I mean, I popped pretty hard when he swerved right in front of Christian this past week on Dynamite. That was fantastic.
That was pretty good.
But yeah, Swerve does need a friend. And I think he does have a friend come out to help him. I think Keith Lee comes out to save off Christian's attack. I think Keith Lee I think Keith Lee returns and saves.
Aren't they like
Swerve. I think it's a way to bury the hatchet. Like Keith Lee will get a title shot or something like, I helped you out. You do me a solid. That way they can have their blow off match. And then, hey, give me a shot. Or he wins and gets a shot at it. But I think Keith Lee comes out. I think they're going to bury the hatchet. I think that way they can rebuild that sword because he's been gone so long. So you can't just throw him right back in a feud.
That makes sense.
But that would be a great transitional feud because eventually Hangman's going to want to come back after Swerve, which I think that's after he joins the Elite. The Elite are just going to book him into a match.
Okay.
Because Hangman's going to be a dick. I think we're getting heel Hangman again.
I still want to see him string the Dark Order back together. I know I have such sad hopes for the Dark Order. So
now I'm going to ask, what is your boldest? Same with you guys in comments. What is some of your bold takes that you haven't talked about? Any bold surprises? I've already said MJF and Britt Baker are like my 1 and 2. And Keith now. Tay Conti coming back?
I think okay. Ty comes back. I think that we're going to see her. She's been training again. I really enjoy her wrestling style. I think her jiu-jitsu really, really shows. I don't obviously want to put her into any match particular. I just think she'll come out to help.
What if they announce women's tag titles and she comes out to help introduce them?
With Anna?
Mm-hmm. TJ.
Oh, TJ would be phenomenal to see again. I do kind of want to see another tag team tournament for the women.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You could at least put the graphic up saying, because they usually always announce some sort of, I know they're going to do the Owen Hart Cup again. So
that's right.
What else could they announce? Will Killswitch finally? See, that's what's hard because I still want to know what Christian said to Killswitch to make him give up his title shot. Remember, he whispered something to Killswitch and he handed over.
Yeah, that he was going to take out Jungle Boy. I'm just kidding.
Jungle Boy took out Jungle Boy.
I know.
I don't know. Let's just say Jack Perry went from being in the Battle Royal to then last year being in a 4 Pillars match to now being Anarchy Theater. I think his career is doing just fine.
He's in a lot of people's mouths, good or bad.
Well, that's what she said.
We did just talk about Anna.
I was going to say you were talking about Anna Jay.
So we get canceled.
I think one more bold prediction. I don't know where it fits because unless I missed it, there's no tag team title match. I mean, because the Bucks are in Anarchy.
No, because Anarchy, and then we have the trios.
So we don't really have any like solid tag matches. So I was originally going to think, where does the Motor City Machine Guns fit in all this? But I don't think they're going to debut if there's no tag. So I'm wondering, do we get Motor City Machine Guns for Forbidden Door?
Or did they come out against the Bang Bang?
See, I don't know. I think they got to come in soon because they've been signed for a little bit.
I don't know.
So
you know who else is signed that we didn't mention?
Camille.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you know who I think Camille's going to be working with? Mercedes. I think it's Mercedes Muscle.
It would be really cool to see that together. So we'd have like Willow and Chris versus Mercedes.
Well, that's why I think I think Chris turns on Willow.
No.
They've been planting the seeds. You notice they dropped the whole angle of Mercedes being attacked when Julie got hurt. But how do we know it's not Chris? She's not working for money. Maybe she's sick. Like, you know what? I busted my butt to get that title. I didn't even lose it. Then you get it. I don't even get a shot at you. But it's going to be jealousy. That maybe it's Chris. So again, I fantasy booked way too much of this stuff. But it's because it's fun. I look forward to these pay-per-views. And then do you want to announce we don't have a special guest watching it with us live in our own house?
I am so excited because it has finally been done.
Absolutely. I can't wait. It's going to be a fantastic show. Fuck them pigs, so to speak.
So most people don't know, but my birthday is actually next Saturday. So
I knew
to kind of celebrate my birthday, double or nothing, just to have fucking fun. We're going to have Brian come hang out with us for more than a couple days.
Yeah, he's going to have a long weekend. We're going to take him around North Kakalaki. We're going to show him all around the sites down here in North Carolina. But yeah, it's the first time we've had someone over our house in North Carolina watch pay-per-view. And really the first time that you've watched pay-per-view with more than just me, besides WrestleMania when we went to my dad's house.
Yeah. Also, that night was so fun.
What's up, Jamal? No, it definitely is. And that's why I think I enjoy watching the pay-per-views and I enjoy doing these prediction shows because I get hyped for this. Like, I mean, I appreciate all you guys commenting because this has been really fun to hype up this show, and thank you guys for doing those predictions because I like to see what you guys think because I fantasy booked the shit out of it and then disappoint myself because I think too much.
Yeah.
So you don't have any other crazy predictions?
No.
All right. Well, I think I've hit all my tinfoil. I think I've got my Reynolds wrapped up here. Get it? Reynolds wrap. I'm just ready for the show. I hope you guys, again, check out the show. Make sure you check out Follow the Revolution on Sunday. They're doing a men's elite corner roundtable. They're going to be talking about Double or Nothing. He's got some special guests on there. Unfortunately, I will not be on that show
because you're going to pick up our bestie.
We're going to pick up Brian, which I have told Gary about, but make sure you check that out because he's a good friend of the show as well. Make sure you also check out the TDS Taryn and Des show. Make sure you check out At the End podcast with Matt Harding. You know, friends support friends, and that's what we love doing here. We thank you all so much for tuning in and hope you guys have a great Double or Nothing. Stay tuned. This week, we're going to be releasing our 5-year retrospective of Double or Nothing with some of our favorite moments. We've been rewatching some old Double or Nothing, which has been fun.
Yeah, to realize AC Ramiro was the one to take the tail whip from Luchasaurus all those years ago. I have talked about this tail whip for 5 years, and I cannot believe it was AC Baby that took that. Like, what?
Absolutely.
Crazy. If you don't know, AC was also a Limitless champion recently. So it's just really cool homage to see somebody that not only made it to Impact Wrestling very young, but he's from kind of hometown.
Yeah, he's from Saco, Maine. He's from New England. So absolutely. Well, I hope you guys all enjoy the show. Remember, if you go out to eat this weekend, tip your waitresses. So until next time, I hope everyone has fun in the sun, gets laid in the shade, until always
keep the kayfabe.